You said you would start today. The important project is right there. But the phone is closer. Then you said, in 10 minutes. The clock moves. The task does not. And somehow, the whole day disappeared. Quick comfort quietly steals the day. This is the procrastination loop. At night, the work is still waiting. Now guilt joins the task. How to beat procrastination. A practical system for starting when your mind wants to escape. First, you are not just lazy. The word lazy is too simple for what is really happening. You are avoiding a feeling. Fear, boredom, confusion, and pressure often hide behind the task. The task is not always the problem. The emotional wall around the task is what blocks the start. Avoiding it gives quick relief. The escape feels good for a moment. But the stress grows. The task gets heavier each time you avoid it. This is not a motivation problem. It is a regulation problem. Hard feeling leads to escape, leads to relief, leads to guilt, leads to bigger stress. The loop has 4 parts. Big task. Uncomfortable feeling. Easy escape. Guilt. 1. The task feels too big. A vague task becomes a mountain. 2. The mind wants certainty. Where do I start? What if I fail? What if it is not good enough? 3. Easy comfort wins. Notifications, snacks, and tabs pull harder than intention. 4. Guilt makes the next start harder. Self-criticism adds more weight to the next attempt. To beat procrastination, break the loop. You do not need more shame. You need a better entry point. A vague task creates resistance. Write report. Study. Get fit. Fix life. These are too big. Make the task smaller. Break the mountain into stones. Define the next visible action. Open document. Write title. Add 3 bullets. Not the whole mountain. Just the first stone. One checked box creates movement. If the task is unclear, you will avoid it. Bad list versus useful list. Use this sentence: my next action is. A clear first move reduces fear. Clarity reduces fear. When the first step is visible, the task shrinks. Your brain resists big commitments. I need 3 hours can freeze the body before it starts. So ask for only 2 minutes. Small enough that resistance has little to fight. Start badly. Start small. Start now. Open the file. Touch the keyboard. Make one mark. Starting creates momentum. After 2 minutes, continuing feels easier than beginning did. The hardest part is the first push. A heavy rock moves slowly, then begins to roll. Promise the start, not the result. Do not promise to finish. Promise to begin. Tiny starts count. 1 sentence. 1 page. 1 push-up. 1 email draft. Willpower loses to environment. A messy environment makes the escape too easy. Remove the easiest escape. Put the phone away before you need discipline. 1 screen. 1 task. Close the tabs that are not part of the task. Make focus easy. A clean desk is not decoration. It is friction design. Create a starting ritual. Clear desk. Phone away. Timer ready. 1 file open. Protect the first 25 minutes. The first block is where the day changes direction. Perfectionism hides as high standards. Sometimes we delay because we care too much. Perfect standards can stop action. The blank page becomes a judge. Give yourself permission to make a bad first draft. The first draft is allowed to be rough. You cannot improve what does not exist. A bad draft can become better. No draft cannot. Rough is better than invisible. Write the ugly first sentence. Action gives you material. Perfect is frozen. Rough can be improved. Later is not a plan. If it is not on the calendar, the mind pushes it away. Put the task on the calendar. A real plan has a time and a place. Use a focus block. Set one timer. Work until it ends. 25 minutes focus. 5 minutes reset. Focus is easier when it has edges. Write distractions down. Do not follow them. Park the thought. Return to the task. Not now. Later. A distraction written down no longer needs to be chased. Progress builds trust. Every completed block tells your brain, I can return. You will still have bad days. The system must survive imperfection. The danger is not one missed day. The danger is the story you attach to it. Do not turn one miss into a collapse. Stop the domino before it becomes identity. Never miss twice. A simple rule for protecting momentum. Reset the next day. Even 2 minutes is a real return. The skill is returning. I am someone who returns. Try this for 7 days. Do not redesign your whole life. Test one small system. Day 1, choose one task. Pick the task you keep avoiding. Day 2, break it down. Turn it into 5 small actions. Day 3, start for 2 minutes. The goal is not finishing. The goal is beginning. Day 4, design the environment. Phone away. 1 tab. Clean desk. Day 5, make a rough draft. Bad first version allowed. Day 6, do one focus block. 25 minutes is enough to rebuild trust. Day 7, review and repeat. Keep what worked. Remove what did not. Now turn the 7 days into a simple system. The goal is not a perfect week. The goal is a repeatable start. Every night, choose one priority. Not 10 tasks. One task that would make tomorrow easier. Write the next action before you sleep. Morning is easier when the first move is already chosen. Make the action visible. Put the paper, file or tool where your eyes will land. Make the escape less visible. Hide the phone. Close extra tabs. Remove the easy exit. When you sit down, do not negotiate. The ritual starts before motivation has time to argue. Use an if-then rule. If it is 9 o'clock, then I open the document. Start with the smallest proof. One line proves the task has begun. Your brain trusts recent evidence. A tiny completed start changes the story of the day. If resistance appears, name it. I feel bored. I feel unsure. I feel afraid. A named feeling loses power. You are no longer inside the fog. You are looking at it. Ask, what am I avoiding? The answer often points to the real obstacle. If you avoid confusion, define the first step. Confusion needs clarity, not pressure. If you avoid fear, lower the stakes. Make a draft no one else will see. If you avoid boredom, shorten the block. 10 honest minutes can beat 1 imaginary hour. If you avoid pressure, make it smaller. A mountain becomes 1 stone again. Do not wait for a big mood change. Action usually comes before motivation. Motivation follows movement. The body starts. The mind catches up. The first minute is the bridge. Cross it with the smallest possible step. Use a timer as a container. The timer tells your brain this is temporary. Work until the timer ends, not until perfect. A focus block is a boundary, not a life sentence. When a thought pops up, park it. Write it down and return without drama. Do not fight distractions. Redirect them. Not now. Later. Back to the next action. Keep your hands on the task. Typing one messy sentence is better than thinking forever. Measure starts, not only finishes. A started task is progress you can repeat. At the end, mark the win. Your brain needs to see proof of effort. Then choose the next tiny step. Tomorrow starts faster when today leaves a doorway. The problem is often friction. Make good action easier and bad escape harder. Add friction to cheap comfort. Put the phone in another room before you begin. Remove friction from real work. Open the file. Put the notebook on the desk. One tab is a rule. If the tab is not helping the task, close it. Your environment teaches behavior. Design the room for the person you want to be. Perfectionism says, not yet. It sounds responsible, but it often protects fear. Answer with, version 1. Make the first version small, rough and real. Bad work can be edited. Invisible work cannot be improved. Quality comes after quantity exists. Give yourself something to shape. Overplanning can be another escape. Planning feels productive until it replaces action. Plan just enough to start. A useful plan points to the next visible action. Do not write, work on project. That is too vague for a tired brain. Write, open page 3. Clear, physical, visible actions beat vague intentions. Use a minimum finish. Today counts if I write 5 sentences. A minimum is not low standards. It is a doorway that keeps you moving. If you do more, great. But the promise is only the start. If you do less, return tomorrow. The system is built for real life. All or nothing thinking creates collapse. One imperfect day should not become a lost week. Protect the chain with tiny returns. Even 2 minutes keeps identity alive. Say, I return fast. This identity is more useful than I never fail. Track only what matters. Did I start? Did I protect focus? Did I return? Use a simple score. Start. Focus. Return. 3 marks are enough. Review without shame. What made starting easier? What made escape easier? Keep the helpful part. Do more of what lowered resistance. Remove one obstacle. Do not redesign everything. Remove the biggest leak. Build a rescue plan. When I feel stuck, I shrink the task. When I feel overwhelmed, I breathe and choose one line. Calm first. Then one visible action. When I feel bored, I use a shorter block. Boredom is easier when the finish line is close. When I feel judged, I make a private draft. Private first. Better later. When I get distracted, I write it down. The parking lot protects the focus block. When I miss a day, I restart tiny. No punishment. Just the next small return. This is the system. Clarify. Shrink. Start. Protect. Return. Clarify the task. Make the next action visible. Shrink the start. 2 minutes is enough to break the freeze. Protect the focus. Phone away. One screen. Timer on. Return after mistakes. The person who returns beats the person who waits. Repeat for 7 days. Small repetition is how trust is rebuilt. You are not trying to feel fearless. You are learning to act while feelings are present. You are not trying to be perfect. You are making rough progress visible. You are not trying to work forever. You are protecting one focused block. You are training your starting muscle. Every start makes the next start easier. A task avoided grows in the dark. A task touched becomes smaller. Start small enough that today can win. This is how procrastination loses power. Your next action is the doorway. Open it now, even a little. Do one tiny start today. Not tomorrow. Not when ready. One tiny start today. You do not need a new personality. You need a repeatable system. You beat procrastination by making action easier. Small start. Clear task. Protected focus. Small start. Clear task. Protected focus. The system is simple because it has to be repeatable. Do not wait to feel ready. Start small enough that resistance cannot win.